Good morning. Glad to have you here on this beautiful day. I'm Amy Kenzie. I'm the Sexual Violence Prevention Program Director at the Minnesota Department of Health, and I also coordinate these task force meetings, actually with quite a team, an outstanding team. And one person on the team is my co-host today.
Hi, everyone. My name is Mary Hopkins. I'm the program planner with Sexual Violence Prevention Program at MDH.
Okay, I want to remind people, I'm not going to do the shaming I did last time about people not registering, but, oh, I guess I just did. So I just want to remind folks, we continue to have more people attending these meetings, so I want to remind folks to please try to pre-register if it gets to the point where we rent the other room, which is actually occupied today, which is why we need notice. So please let us know so we can make those kinds of arrangements. So let's see who's in the room today. Could we have a show of hands for people who are here for the first time? Okay, great. Welcome, glad you're here. How about advocates? Any advocates in the room? Service providers? Okay. Government agencies. Okay, let's kind of sort that out a little. Who is with DHS? Anyone DHS? Department of Education? Corrections? Okay. Department of Health? Okay, what did I miss? Public safety. There we go. I knew something was wrong there. How about tribal government or tribal organizations? Okay. I did mention corrections. Law enforcement or criminal justice? Okay. Child protection? All right.
How about faith communities? Awesome. Educators? Any educators in the room? Couple. Students? Awesome. And if you choose to identify as such, are there any survivors in the room? Yeah. Healthcare? Nice. Mental health? Related. Attorneys? Awesome. How about theater or the arts? Nice. We usually have a few artists in the room. Who else have we missed? Who else is here? Coalitions. Thank you.
Every time I say I'm going to write that down.
Funders.
Funders.
Thank you.
Chemical health was another one. Oh. What was that? Oh. Anyone else that we missed? Prevention. There's my girl. Thank you, Sarah. Preventionists in the room, people that care about prevention, people want to do more about prevention. Okay, awesome. Thank you. All right. Our task force is an informal statewide gathering of people. We have quarterly meetings, and we try to bring you presentations that are relevant to your work, and also try to provide updates and any current kind of news items. Our focus with our task force is focused on services response and prevention. And we are focused on sex and labor trafficking, as well as sexual exploitation, and also for any age, young and old. So, yeah. And networking. Networking is a huge piece of our task force meetings, so I know there was a lot of talking earlier today, and I want to encourage you to keep that up. The one thing about the task force meetings, we convene quarterly, but the work really is done in between task force meetings, and that's where the really concrete things are happening in our state. So that's why it's so important to network with one another, so we can learn more about what other folks are doing and how we can connect with them and strengthen our work. I also want to mention, although I don't know if there's anything back there, every quarter we invite people to bring resources. Are there any resources on the back table? No, but there's popcorn, so that will If folks want to bring resources to brochures or anything from your agencies for upcoming meetings, keep that in mind. We try to put a reminder in the mailing when we send out announcing this meeting. So please bring resources in the future. And actually, also at the end of our meetings, task force meetings, we always have time for announcements. So if you didn't bring resources, you can certainly share through an announcement.
Yeah. So through all of our networks, we have over 1,200 people from here in Minnesota, as well as a few people from out of state on the task force list. We have a sex and labor trafficking prevention network list called MINSTPN. We also have a Facebook page where you can stay connected. All the information about connecting on those lists is on one of the slides behind us. We also have that information on your agendas. So if you're not on those different lists, please check it out. And then FYI, so everyone knows, these meetings are always recorded and available online. We usually get those up about a week after the meetings. If you're ever unable to attend or you want to send this on to someone else who missed us this week. And because they are being recorded, we ask a few questions. First, if you can please mute your cell phones, so that's not distracting the sound on our video recording. We also ask that if you have a question or a comment, please raise your hand and wait for one of us to run a mic to you so that you'll be picked up on the recording and also so that everyone here can hear what you're saying. We also ask, our presenters will let us know if they want questions during the presentations or after, as long as we can respect what they prefer. And we also ask that you complete your evaluations every time. And this time, we're doing evaluations a little differently. We really do appreciate the feedback that we get from everyone. And today we thought we'd make it maybe a little easier. So all the index cards that are on your chairs, everyone should have an index card. And the instructions are up. We'll put them up again during the break too. So if you forget, they'll be up there again. But we're asking you on one side of the index card to write down your major takeaways that you're taking away today from the different presentations. And then on the back side, which I'm not really sure what's the front and back, but we'll figure it out. On the other side, you can write down some actions that you're gonna take based on those takeaways and what you're getting from the presentation today. So we'll get to that again, but we appreciate you filling that out.
Okay, thanks. You know, we sometimes call them evaluation forms, sometimes call them input forms. They're both. They help us, help inform us on future meetings and what we can do to make improvements and make these meetings better for you. So we wanted to highlight a few of the points from the feedback forms from our last task force meeting, and thanks to all of you that completed the forms. It was really helpful. I just want to say that overwhelmingly, people really valued the presentations we had at the last meeting, particularly, well, not particularly, they valued all the presentations, but one that was really mentioned was the law enforcement panel and asking us to make it a point to bring law enforcement back more often. So we heard you, and we will certainly do that. Somebody also suggested that when the media attends these meetings, that we be informed ahead of time. And first of all, sorry about that. But secondly, we didn't know they were coming. They're on our mailing list. Media are on our mailing list, so they hear about these meetings. They may see the agenda, and they just come to our meetings. So we really don't have any control over that. But we have done some thinking about that, and what we're going to do is develop a handout for when media does arrive, and it will include some thoughts in there about reporting on this issue and also being sensitive to who's in the audience and filming and that sort of thing. And incidentally, the recording that we do at these meetings, the camera, it's on us, it doesn't pan the audience. So if anyone is concerned about being part of the recording, unless you're up front, it won't pick that up. Another suggestion was to reach out more to communities of color and also to survivors. And we certainly agree with that. And we have done outreach, continue to do outreach, and will do more. And I guess I would also invite all of you to do that. Invite people that you think should be at these meetings. Along with that, I think it's important not to have just attendance, but that we ensure that people feel safe to engage and participate in these meetings. So it's not just about being here, it's about making people feel welcome. Another thing that was brought up was the importance of the language that we use, and in particular, that we do not refer to individuals as prostitutes, that we refer to individuals as prostituted or exploited. I think we need to really be sensitive to our language and watch how we sometimes can label people. And again, just being sensitive to that as we conduct these meetings.
Yeah, and another comment that came up about language was our use of gendered language that we can sometimes do. And certainly we know that women and girls are disproportionately impacted by sex trafficking and exploitation. But we also know that men and boys, transgender individuals, gender diverse individuals all experience this crime as well. So while there are certainly times that we can use she or her, he, him, in general, if we can try to use that gender neutral language to respect that this is something that happens and it impacts a lot of different communities. So just again, there were a number of suggestions on those feedback forms. We do read those. Please continue to give us your feedback. If you want to connect with us individually, we're always happy to talk more about this and how we run these meetings. So please let us know if you have more feedback.